Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NUTube. This is Gold Mason, joined once again by Pokeslice, Danny, and Finchinator.
Yep.
Howdy, y'all.
Let's
do
do
this.
We are here for the Week 1 recap. Going to show you guys some hype replays from Week 1 of NUCL II. Going to go over some of the tier picks, some of the manager philosophies really fast. Going to show you guys some games, and then we're going to do a little prediction for Week 2. So here we go. First up is the Milotics versus, oh my god, Munkidoris. I didn't realize there was another pun. I didn't even realize Milotics was another pun. Jesus.
Those are some tongue twister names for sure.
Yeah.
This was a fun watch for me, at least. I enjoyed a lot of the games. Pick-wise, about what we expected. I don't know if there were any big surprises here besides the double GSC. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we really saw like the strengths and weaknesses of the lineups, for fans of the channel who remember the last video. Like the stuff that we talked about there, like it really came down to it was kind of back and forth, and I think that maybe some matchups went a little differently than I thought, like SS and SV, like it was a lot of back and forth. But pick-wise, yeah, about what I expected as well. Even double GSC, because I knew that Oath really wanted to GSC this tour.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Jumping now into the Flamigo Amigos versus the Let Flygons Be Flygons, and we got Shengineer with a little story about his gambit.
The Shengineer Gambit? Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what I've been calling it.
Okay. So we looked at our team, we looked at their team, and we said they really want to play an RBY game with Cake. And we like their secondary RBY a little better than our own. And so, I mean, I want to field Tay, of course, because we think he's a really good player, but we didn't want to double up on RBY. So we opted to simply not pick it ourselves, banking on them picking it, and they did. Instead, we ended up doubling up on GSC, which worked out really well because we have Plisno Step and multiple people who could fill in for the second slot.
Very cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
You guys
this was one of 2 7-3s, and this was a pretty impressive one from
it
the
could have been
Amigos.
8-2, man.
By the way, also, I want to point out as well, like your most expensive slots in you and Ziri also didn't even get wins.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. No, it's a good sign. It means it's a good lineup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll bring it back next week.
Moving on, we got the Starabias versus the Gulagoon Garydos. Another 7-3.
I mean, this one is, I think, the first time where we're really looking. I mean, what Engineer talked about, like the manager pick of them not picking RBY, knowing they wanted it. Here we kind of have that backfiring where they picked ORS because I think Keo was going to ORS. But then look at that ORS E-turn quiz, like they just got doubled and they got stomped, like and only because like Keo had a bad matchup, but like Quiz versus Velvet, like that's like 100-0 for me every time. And I think that like when you look down the list, like the weak SV of Starabias showed, but their old gens just like it wasn't even close.
Yeah, monsters.
And they got counterpicked like crazy as well. I don't know what they were thinking on the Gulagoon side. Maybe we can ask them later.
For sure. But yeah, no, a nice win for the Starabias. And now
and all that despite losing both SVs.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good start.
Incredibly good start. And it does mean that the managers are thinking a lot about, what they should do for their flex picks. So excited to see that in a flex pick tour. Lastly, we got the Limber Ditto Lovers versus the Wising Tides. And
Flies, if you want to talk about that, because I don't know how much input I gave this week, besides the fact that I knew we wanted to pick RBY, and then SS was one of our main picks. Same with ADV, but you kind of got into the mind gaming and got to chat with Mary about that. So
yeah, we really expected them to pick Black White because that was, I think, one of our weaker slots on paper, and Shiloh is obviously great. And we kind of thought that we would pick RBY, trusting in Toxin, even though they had a tough one, and we thought that if they doubled up, like we'd be pretty good. And what we didn't really expect is that we would both pick DPP. But we were kind of prepared for that. We had a bunch of scenarios that we talked through. And this one made a lot of sense because in DPP, like I was okay, like flexing there, and it worked out. We didn't expect ADV Shiloh, and because they kind of were willing to do that, real FE13 wasn't as overloaded as we kind of wanted to, and wanted to overload him, in ADV and GSC. But we ended up, winning anyway, so it was a pretty good week, I think, altogether.
Cool.
Shout
Get
out
on
to
to the
Damien.
games.
Yeah, it looked good to me.
Game time. First up, we've got. Let me put it on the screen. We've got Heysup versus Shiloh in ADV. It is the only ADV game this week. No one else chose ADV. It was just you guys. And
We're the goats.
probably one of the
Great game.
most hype ADV matchups. Heysup is just kind of one of the best ADV players. Shiloh, not anything to sneeze at, does pretty well in these tours, and I believe has some ADV NU results. So we're gonna hop right into the
He
game.
does. He has teams as well. He builds for himself. He likes to tier a lot.
Absolutely, and Radicate lead. I don't think
Is that not normal?
I have
Eradicate
never
lead?
seen Eradicate lead. Honestly, this is the first time ever.
Huh.
Haunter comes in,
Okay.
gets a nice T-bolt, but I mean, kind of getting bulked out by the Sableye. That's the most I've ever seen a Sableye do. So,
The broken mon. Look at that.
mm,
Spike. Let's see what else it does this game.
Glalie comes in, Toxics gets, or
This
sorry,
is by the
Toxic.
way, this is the biggest part of how Heysup played the game. These doubles to taunt on the Glalie. And you'll see it happen a bunch over the next few turns. He just gets him in a loop. Great play from him.
Yep, and this is one of the reasons I don't like Sableye, by the way, is it gets parried, and then it's actually really easy to exploit. Oh my god, it's Lefty's Eradicate too. Lefty's Taunt Eradicate is insane.
Why? What do people normally run?
Usually it's banned or like a end leechy.
Another double to taunt. Look at that.
Yeah. But nice switch to Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan. Taunt's not really going to affect it, and I was going to say that is probably a turn that you can rock slide for a mid ground, but Shiloh goes for the rapid spin and then kills the Haunter. There's going to be a spin at some point.
Tropius Gaming, yeah.
Rapid spin into Hidden Power Flying Tropius. Dugong. Not what Heysup really wanted to see. Yep. The double back to Glalie is pretty easy. You always go Glalie on
Look
the
at that.
water.
A spike. And a boom.
Goodbye!
Very broken. Very, very broken.
Oh my god. I spend 15 minutes before the commentary going over why I think Glalie's broken. And I get this in return. Crazy. There goes Sableye, by the way. Died immediately. Pokemon does nothing.
Hello in the back.
That was a banded Hitmonchan,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Yeah, there's no
It
way.
was.
Yeah, but you'll see it's a weird band. It's a weird Hitmonchan. It's a bulky choice band set. I like this game a lot. This game, I feel like, was just really high skill from Heysup and from Shiloh as well. Like they both played really well. Heysup especially with those Eradicate turns.
Mm-hmm.
Got some cool stuff here.
Absolutely.
I mean, Goldbison, you're the ADV guy. What do you take away from this game?
I mean, this is actually pretty well played from both, I think. We're going to see Octillery get the para, going to get a decent chunk on Dugong. Dugong is a huge problem for this team, especially if there's a Hitmonchan resist in the back, like a Metang or something like that. But Dugong going down is huge for this team. Yeah, I don't think Flareon is going to be a big problem, although it is... I am surprised to see it faster. That's probably that bulky Hitmonchan you were talking about earlier.
Wait till the bellow is faster too.
Oh my god. All right. That I don't love, but it looks like it's going to work out for Heysup because Tropius is hidden power flying, and I don't think Bill Awesome's going to be able to, yeah.
I was wondering if a classic sunny day bellow in the back could have won this. That's what I was afraid of watching it, as the manager.
Well, I guess maybe. If you look, the Blossom hidden power to Tropius only did about 48. So
it wouldn't be enough damage even in Sun.
It wouldn't be enough damage even in Sun. If it caught something that needed to switch out. But if you look at Heysup's team, nothing actually needs to switch out on Blossom, especially if you suspect it to be Sunny Day. So you can kind of just do damage into it and then let Tropius finish it off, or even I believe, especially that Hitmonchan might have survived a hit. So yeah,
This was my highlight match of the week for sure.
absolutely.
Like just based on before the game even happened, like these are two great players and they played a great game.
And it's also just hype that it's the only ADV game this week. Like that it sets alone on a pedestal, and it's just two really good players. So excited
I want to see more ADV. I think this week we have a bunch, yeah?
This week we have more, for sure. But we're moving on to the next game. We got Bughouse versus Finchinator.
Hype.
And that's a Roselia. I don't think I've ever seen Roselia in this tier.
Oh, it's all right.
Well,
I've seen it used.
Yeah.
Bughouse is known for using these kind of off-meta mons a little bit, and I see the appeal. It's spikes. It's a grass. I don't know how it compares to Garbodor, but
probably not well.
I mean, I think here, actually, I don't even know why you need, because you don't really need the water resist, right? You have a Mola.
Like the big thing.
Oh yeah, that's probably it for sure.
It's really
But
funny.
on this team though, but
it's really funny to see no Seismitoad, since I think that Pokemon is pretty high up. And also, Rotom Fan over Rotom Frost is pretty interesting. I've never seen that before.
It is, but it's relatively common, actually. I think I've noticed. Maybe it's just because I watch Bughouse games. Like it's a thing. Frostum is obviously the better one, but it's around, and I think it has a defensive profile that people really like. Especially if you're going to run Roselia, you kind of want another fight resist, and between Mola and Phantom, you're probably pretty good overall.
Well, we're gonna hop into this game, see how it turns out. Electros.
This Electros is going to cause issues for sure.
Absolutely, and I was kind of surprised to see it lead. Nice catching the sock coming in, but
lefty stock shows that it's going to be some kind of bulk up or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we see like just the power of this team. It's kind of an annoying crit, but not a game changer.
Yep. Waterfall Alomomola is interesting. And
so what's really interesting is that Skull doesn't break sub either.
Yeah, neither of them would break sub, but seeing Waterfall go through, I mean, this. Oh wow, it doesn't even 2-hit KO the sub.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know about this line then.
I mean, you got to watch how it goes. It's a really good game.
It could have gone where he goes Garb, but then it gets EQ'd, I presume. It's kind of just like
wondering about that.
A very good matchup for Sock, just from my outside perspective. I'm trying to figure out how he could have dealt with it, how Finch could deal with it, right? Besides maybe fast Mandibuzz.
I think
maybe breaking, and then letting Serp do its thing.
I think you were supposed to go Mandibuzz earlier on the first bulk up.
After it revealed bulk up, maybe Mandibuzz was the play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sub isn't abnormal. It's pretty expected.
Even after rocks, I'm pretty sure Mandibuzz can live +1 close combat, and you have the possibility of being faster at all times. So that was probably the play. You would have been able to recover the game a bit more. But Sock is out, at least.
Yeah. So it revealed foul play Mandibuzz, meaning it probably doesn't have Brave Bird, or Brave Bird probably didn't kill. I mean, it should, right? But
no, I think foul play always did more at that point. I think when we were calcing it, and the game was happening. But yeah, I think the issue with going Mandibuzz first is with rocks up. And you don't necessarily expect bulk up. Like you can't take a CC into the Mandibuzz, you basically die. But I think watch like what's happening right now over the next few turns. Like Finch isn't out of it, which is kind of crazy after that start. Like he plays really well, and this eel is really tough to take down. And like you slowly just watch as like more and more and more like tip happens, and like it really seems like Finch is going to reverse this, which was like a crazy thing to watch live. And then, this type of stuff happens right here. And you'll see the return of Sock in a moment.
Oh, it was eject button, Alomomola.
Hmm.
Interesting set. Garbodor finally hits the field. We're going to see some spikes. Oh, boy.
And then the healing wish goes off and Sock is back.
game.
And Stock is back.
Oh, no.
I don't
If that
know if
wasn't
there
if
was
that was a
even
healing wish, Finch won.
well, yeah, maybe, probably. I don't think there was any way to prevent that though. Healing wish just makes so much sense on this squad. I know
No.
Bughouse has used this before, and Finch has probably used his team before, but the only way to have known or gotten the matchup right would have been to do like a replay evaluation, and it seems like he didn't do that good of a job on it.
Yeah,
I
down.
mean,
Everything is going to go.
I think Finch played really well here, and it was really just a matchup thing. Which like he kind of felt bad, but like he played really well around the Sock at first, right? He wanted to break sub with and have Mola eject button out and like take care of the Sock. Obviously, it didn't go that way, but he was able to get it down to basically death, right? And then Bughouse just kept it in the back over and over, waiting. And even when he was like, it felt like he was just losing because Finch had outplayed him. It was over. Just Sock came out.
Oh, that's true. What Finch brought up at the end, I think it was the Garbodor versus the Sock, and I think it's subbed versus it. Did that happen? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's subbed on Toxic.
And
And
then
that
it
was
took
a pretty
couple
good
of
line.
shots, which may
But
or may
those are
not
like,
matter.
I don't want to say it's a 50-50, but it's kind of a iffy turn. Because if he gunk shots, hits, breaks the sub, then the Sock is super low, and it's again kind of questionable.
Mhm.
Like I don't even know if +1 defense Sock can eat that many gunks.
You
But
can't.
I mean,
it was like a straight played game from Bughouse, where he just took advantage of the matchup, and the team just had a great game.
Absolutely. And kind of a highlight matchup. I think that we were expecting a lot from both of these players, and they gave us a good game. And I'm sad
Yeah,
I
these are
didn't
two
get
of the
to see
best
Rotom
players
Fan.
in the pool, and
yeah, for sure.
Yep, really
you
nice.
get a lot of creative stuff from these guys.
We're going to hop back, way back, and go to Gen 1 NU. We got Toxin
no.
Boost
This game,
versus
the goat
Gastlies.
right here.
The,
I'm gonna be quiet on this.
The
Um,
Dittos wanted both of these players, and they played the first week. So, can take a look at that, and you guys can give your
yeah, I can
opinions.
give a little thoughts. So Toxin, Ghastly is probably two of the best players in. I think Toxin is the best RBY in the pool. Ghastly is top 3, top 4 for sure. You'll kind of notice this was game 1 of a 2-game series, but the reason game 2 was like over pretty quickly based on matchup. This game was crazy. And I think we kind of see why Toxin is rated, at least by me, to be the best player. Gets down really early as you're going to watch, gets really unlucky, and then just finds the out and gets it. Gets lucky at the end, but like just finds that one route to take to win. And I think it was a
Spoilers, man.
great game.
Spoilers. Let's get into the
Oh
game.
shoot, my bad,
Yeah,
my bad.
dude.
What the
I got
hell?
excited. I got excited.
We got Venomoth
Didn't
versus
hear anything.
Poliwrath. Venomoth gets that sleep. Toxin
That's a
burns
nice
the
predict with. It's a nice predict with the stun spore.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And this tier is renowned
Unlucky.
for you don't switch, really?
Unlucky.
More unluckiness,
Just
yeah.
bad luck.
Gets the
That's a
gets the
good
pair
call,
off on
too.
Venomoth though, but then yeah.
Again.
So many full pairs.
Would have made a difference too. Just
Yep.
this Venomoth took down 2 mods off lead, which is like a perfect start, for Ghastlies here.
Moth is the moth mime interaction is very interesting, yeah. And then Venomoth always comes in on these waters. Misses the sleep powder though. Twice.
Too.
Twice.
Like
Tragic.
watching this game live, it's like there's there's nothing Toxin can do here. The classic stun spore trying to predict a switch.
Yeah, Gastly's
This is,
staying
this is
at.
the most RBY interaction ever.
Yeah.
For those who aren't aware, once you sleep, like once you just saw, once you wake up from sleep on a turn, like you don't get to move that turn. So just being able to spam stun spore like that becomes really, really potent because you can just sit there comfortably, just going and hoping for a switch.
I think that turn 20, if we want to go back to that, was something that's interesting, and it'll be a running theme of these RBY games. The rock types, right? And then
I was about to say I'm very surprised. I don't think I've ever seen Graveler in RBYNU. But it makes sense. If normal spam is getting a bit more prominent.
That's a bad crit.
But yeah,
Another
that
unlucky
crit was
right there.
unlucky.
I do think on the topic of rock types, like what I've noticed personally, is that in this tier, it feels like there's like the basic mons that you have to have. You have to have your mine. You need your water type, probably your fire type, your Zard, your
yeah, you
Venomon,
need
right?
Zard.
You definitely like mime is mandatory, all that stuff. It then comes down to what are you going to do in your flavor for your last 2 slots, and there's been a lot, I think, of these niche rock types, Graveler, Arrow, a few others. Just to look at the end of this game here because this game is getting
Yeah.
crazy, and now it's down to speed tie somehow. Like Toxin brought it back. Don't even know how it's possible. Gets one. Body slams, pair of fishes, doesn't get it, and now we got another speed tie between Moth and Mime to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom.
Down Mime
I
goes.
don't know how we did that.
That's
This
crazy.
was a great game, I think, and I think Toxin played extremely well, despite getting like extra unlucky, and he ends up 2-0ing here. But back to what I was saying before, rock types have really been the flavor, I think, because like you said, there's been these normal types like Firo who become extremely popular, but also the fire types are mandatory. And if you can have, an arrow or a graveler or a Kabutops or something that can beat these fire types, it goes such a long way. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kabutops and Arrow were really fun when I was playing this tour. Or tier, sorry. But Graveler was a new one, so that was a treat. But we're gonna hop on to the next game, and it is Zern
Oh,
Tortuga
Oh,
Desnuda versus
I
Damien
can
the
talk about
Genius.
this. Yeah.
Go for
So
it.
Take
first
us
of all,
away,
I
man.
recognize both teams. The one from Zern is, I think it's from Rabia. It might be from Kush. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Coil Seconda, Rock Stacka. I think it's offensive Sylveon, but they're pretty standard Eggy teams, both sides. One thing that I'll note in this matchup is that the Escavalier looks pretty good if it has the right coverage moves and gets the Swords Dance up on Sylveon. Eggies look fantastic, but Zern's Eggy looks much better. Because there's a steel type that dies in one different. There's a big lack of like a fairy on their team. And then from Damien's side of the replay, Salazzle looks great.
Good one,
Yeah, that's about it. Coil Sandaconda can't do anything in this matchup, really. It can, but you got a Mo, an Eggy, and a Mantine.
They're just a vote block.
Yeah, but this is my prediction before watching this game, because I haven't seen this one, is an Eggy throw down, and that's what I think it's going to be.
Let's watch it and find out then.
I know.
Turn 1 is one of the main ones to pay attention to. Just a classic SS moment of making a predict, gets the Mega Horn, and Eggy's gone, and that's massive.
Oh, there we go.
I do think, just on preview, it kind of looks like that Damien has like a semi-bad matchup, at least to me. But that type of play of getting rid of Eggy, if it's a defensive Sylveon especially, like that should be game.
Yeah.
But as we're going to see, Sylveon coming out on Escav kind of hints that it's probably offensive, and then it being Mystical Fire and that damage on Mantine, a quick calc will tell you, yeah, we're dealing with a spec Sylveon, which totally changes the dynamic of the game. It still should be probably a Lazzle Escav type of sweep, but you're just gonna see this interaction over as Zern just gets behind turn 1 and just clinically just eats this. Another one right there gets to predict right, and look at that. Mantine is suddenly basically in mystical fire range. You can't switch in anymore, and it becomes a beatdown a little bit.
Yeah, he's making a lot of the right doubles, the right reads,
Boom,
and
right there.
it,
I get that play. I don't know.
honestly,
Okay.
a lot of most of Damien's team looks really weak to that Talonflame. And with Starmie backing it up with being able to get the spin off, like it's kind of huge.
Is there
Have
any
to
way
make
we
the
could slow down the
predictor.
replay so we can talk about the
Sure,
different terms?
I think we can pause every time you wanna, if you would like, but
There's also a speed setting on the leftmost side there.
for sure,
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Um,
You can cut this
I mean,
out. Sorry, but
you're all good.
yeah. You want to talk about Danny? Yeah, you hit it. I can talk.
not this particular turn. I think whoever said that Talonflame looks really good is correct. The flying resist is a Mantine. aka there is none, and then Wisp looks splendid. I think Zern is putting a lot of pressure, but he also had that advantage of having those two super strong special attackers off the rip.
Yeah.
Hard to get to
I
Lazo
mean,
mid here.
I built Damien's team, right? He actually asked me for it before the game. Look, that's such a good double. Like you're just claiming, and you get a lucky crit, but like that's a 4 times resist. Like, you know, and he gets a good burn here if I remember. Yeah. I think when it comes to the Mantine matchup, and this is going to be a theme that you're going to see consistently throughout the rest of this game. SS as a tier is entirely about how good you are at making a play, and you have to be able to play proactively and aggressively. And Mantine is a great talent answer. You're able to get a knock on talent with SCAF here. You're able to get rocks up or a toxic on it, etc. But the way that you really beat it is you have to play aggressive with your modem. And if you look at this team and you just watch the way this game plays out, Zern, who's playing super aggressive and getting his breaker in and his pieces in, is like, look at him. He's just, even though he's behind, it's just eating the team up, right? Versus Damien, who's just playing kind of slow and safe and just getting like he's just getting predicted on and like
That
slowly
turn
kind
was
of
really
falling
nice.
behind. Yeah,
That
great example right
the
there.
double hyper voice was very impressive. I think that predicting him to switch was nice because always everyone thinks that the Sandaconda is going to come in and try and do something as a check, but it didn't.
And Zern is really good at making those kind of reads, just as a player in general. I've seen him make those reads in ADV. I've seen him make those reads in, God, he plays way too many tiers. But yeah, Sylveon's going to claim again, and Salazzle's going to be able to come in on the Sylveon here, but does Talonflame not just kind of
That's the play wrong.
Yeah, Talonflame wins right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't if Damien he just has to make that play. But what I loved about this game is like this is such a good example of SSNU, I think, to me in a nutshell. Like, look right there, like you have to make the call on the roost. You have to encore sludge, like knowing that's happening because you need that in range of like you need it to not be able to switch into like a Lazlo sludge later, You need it to be in kind of fire blast range. You need it to be in modem range. And now you kind of get this. This is an unlucky turn. Like he finally makes the play, and he gets it correct, and he misses, and it's unfortunate. But like he had all these opportunities earlier that I was like pointing on the Discord of like he had to make the play, and he didn't. And because of
The
that, Zern
issue,
made the play and just like steamrolled here.
I don't think he could have won. I mean, he could have won, but he would have had to. So Lazo can't one hit KO Sylveon in one turn, so he would have had to get a sludge poison on Talonflame. Maybe like it would have been still iffy. Just Sylveon being kept at full the entire game was what kind of clinched it, and like all those doubles to Sylveon to take advantage of these a little bit more passive plays.
Mm-hmm. Like even that turn where he got crit on that Brave Bird, if you go back like a few turns, sorry, like the right. Is this where he?
This is the miss.
Yeah, right here, and he goes down. No, maybe it wasn't this turn. Like there were examples throughout the games. I don't remember exactly which turns. Where in my head, I was like, as a player who loves this tier, I'm like, you got to double modem. You got to go right here. You got to like take the initiative, or you're just gonna get steamrolled. And that's kind of what happened. It was a really fun game for me to watch, and Zern played extremely well in I don't think a very solid matchup. And that crit just seals it. Yeah. Maybe it's a defog here. I wonder if there was an out. Probably not, because he missed the earlier Leaf Storm, which really sealed it as well. It's a shame. It was a cool game.
Yep. Gonna finish it out here. Talonflame, I think just Brave Birds and kills everything, right?
Yeah. Dover. That crit earlier on Lazzle, like there was a lot of small turns here that ended up adding up pretty quickly to a Zern win, I think. Great game. Really great game, in my opinion. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was chill.
Yeah, no, that was an interesting one. I have not really explored this tier at all outside of NUPL, and mostly just watching my teammates and cheering them on, but that was an interesting game.
Yeah, I think my word of advice as a lover of SSNU to anybody who wants to play it or any manager, like play as proactively as possible. Not necessarily aggressively, but just know like SSNU is all about positioning and all about knowing when and how to make the play, and you just got to do it. And I think this game could have really gone either way.
You just
It
got to
just came
win
down to
every
one
motion
player,
50-50. It's so simple.
basically.
Oh, we're coin
One
flipping?
player made the. Yeah, it's all coin flips.
Where's
it's amazing.
Where's
It's been
GSCNU meme? We need to go to the GSCNU coin flip meme. But yeah, no, fun game to watch, and let's hop into the next one. We're going back in time again, back to Gen 4, and probably one of the best custom avatars from vivalospride versus Leni T. It's going to be an interesting game.
All right, you guys got this.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, look,
Oh wow!
broken Glalie.
Another Glalie. Look what Glalie's gonna do.
It's gonna click Icy Wind against an Electabuzz.
It's gonna get a spike up,
and it
dies.
and die.
Wow, so broken, so broken.
Oh my God, wrong tier, wrong tier. There's Regirock on the Earthquake, and it's a crit.
That crit, the big crit. But what great play predicting Custap. Great play by Viv. I think when you see that damage from the crit, from my experience, it's either CB Tauros, which it's not, or it's going to be a more kind of offensive Custap Reggie, which obviously it was.
Absolutely.
I think Viv is just going to play this so well.
Pretty surgically, yeah. Here's the Golem. No Custap from the Golem.
I thought it would be Custap too. Yeah.
But Tauros already looks incredibly threatening because there's like nothing that switches in. Interesting switch to Dusclops.
Very interesting. Oh my God, that focus punch is fantastic.
That's massive.
Boom.
Goodbye.
Obviously predicting, Shadow Sneak is there's been a kind of innovation in Dusclops a little bit, where people are running Seismic Toss, Shadow Sneak, Pain Split, Wisp, which has been like really, really potent, and in part because of how it matches up into Driftblim. So he probably just, predicted something along those lines.
Absolutely. Tauros is going to claim another.
One after another. Driftblim comes in.
Was not banded Tauros, so.
No, Viv is not a fan of CB Tauros.
This is looking a little scary now. Slowking's gonna go down. Skuntank's gonna come into to revenge. Doesn't take quite enough, but the para. Oh, that is unfortunate.
This is dicey. Yeah.
This game comes really down to the wire.
That was a nice 50-50-ish.
Sharp in the back was like crazy to me, honestly.
Yeah. I think
maybe he should. And then now it's going to come down to, does Aquajet KO this Tauros?
And it
Nope.
does not.
No.
I don't think it
barely.
ever does.
Such a well-played game by Viv. I don't think he had a good matchup. I think the other team prepped very well, and this Tauros just put in overtime.
Absolutely.
And that focus punch. Whew.
Yeah, and honestly, the Dusclops call out was incredibly pivotal, removing the cacturn.
In the entire game. Well played from Viv.
Absolutely.
I was glazing him in the Discord, and I got timed out for a week by Awen, who raged in response to me, just talking about how good Viv was as his player lost.
And you know what's really funny about this game is there was another unsung hero on Vivalos Pride's team. It's the spike that was on the other side of the field. That thing put in some nice work here, I think.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
It chipped everything into range of Tauros, and it was just faster than everything.
Chipped everything into range of Tauros and Dusclops, and just
made possible by the absolutely broken Mon Glalie.
Exactly. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. Anyways,
Well,
moving
maybe
on to
we
the
should
next
ban
game,
Glalie.
ignoring pokeslice. I'm definitely going to edit his voice out. And here we go.
Please do.
The final
Finally,
game
Richard,
that
I
we
know
wanted to
something
go
about.
over.
All right, Engineer, you're up.
Yep. This is
All right.
Shinchinier's area of expertise. We got Gen 9 NU and some a little unconventional teams, surely.
Yeah. I don't. So everybody loves Gastrodon, but I personally don't like it that much. It feels too passive for my tastes, but it's not a bad mon by any means.
I think the big ones that show up right now this game, Croak and Muck, are going to make the game. And then Easy, of course.
Muck is a mon, really interesting Pokemon, the Kanto Muck specifically. Like Alolan Muck, it's been around NU for a bit now. It's just been consistent knockoff user. So what's to do with Kanto Muck? I think it's largely risen because Life Orb Shao is just kind of overpowered. And Kanto Muck with Sticky Hold is one of the few things that can reliably switch into its knockoffs in close combats.
It's funny you say that, though, because it takes like 33 from knockoff.
Reliable in quotes, I guess. If Shao Terra Darks, it's getting 2 hits, so have fun with that.
It was like some super cope from our team, but
Yeah.
whenever I was helping with this team, I liked Muck because I thought Muck was really cool. And then when we tested it, we're like, oh, this mon kind of sucks, but whatever.
It's not the worst thing you could pick. And then from Wadley, he's got Fast Mon with Kilowattrel, and it looks like it's probably a hazard stack idea here. Get up his spikes with Gastro, get up Prox with Zong, and then potentially 2 knockoff users with Incin and Toxicroak.
The big thing that's worth
get
noting,
the Croak into the Vapo, which is a pretty solid matchup.
The big thing that's worth noting is the speed control on Wadley's side. If there's no Scarfer, like if it's not Scarf, Bramble, or Croak, he's gonna have some issues with PZ if it's offensive, with Flygon, with Mian Shao.
Oh yeah, PZ could be a huge issue.
Yeah. Well, so it's just about like trying to win with Croak faster than you lose to all the mons that are faster.
Ren-Chon, Shao and PZ, 2 really strong breakers against Wadley's team, which is pretty much slower aside from Kilo. So I think I would give Ren the edge here from preview.
Well,
but we'll see how it pans out.
Let's hop into it. Hello, Grape.
So that's like a pretty easy spike or Ice Beam, yeah. Or Rocks.
Yep, nice Rocks.
Rocks Gastro reveals that it's probably Double Dance Zong, which means it's probably Spadef.
Jeez. Down to 15% already. But Regenerator, right?
So this Volt Switch reveals that it's Specs, I think?
Yeah, that looks like Specs damage.
But that's like some really good chip on Incin.
I think Specs I think before the game, Mary said they thought it was Boots as well. It was like a last minute change. Wildly liked it more.
I mean, I kind of get it because he has a spinner and he doesn't have like a direct breaker unless it's like maybe life or 4 attacks Croak or something.
Yeah, I think it's a decent call here.
Great knock. Great
Yeah.
knock.
Those knocks were good. Now we lost one of
Now-
our faster mons.
And Kilo is now the fastest guy on the field.
See,
Red card Bramble is
it's
sick.
fun tech. The main use is to become immune to Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It also
nice.
helps if they expected a HO.
Right.
I don't know if they expected that or not.
Nice chip heal for instant here.
Yeah, something else has to take a knock. This is looking pretty dicey
Wadley's
for
really
Ren-Chon.
outplaying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ren-Chon's losing a lot of his items.
That's
This
a bad
turn,
play.
though, was very nice. I feel like Croak is so free there, no matter what. Or just Gastro. Like, going hard Kilo is a bit greedy.
Yeah. The cane miss is unfortunate, but after Lefty's healing, the Zong.
It's not
would
going to do a
be-
lot to around Zong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nothing.
Mhm.
And
The
now,
momentum has already kind of shifted a little bit
yeah.
with that like play to Kilo.
And see, forcing
Great
that
use,
Terra, now you just sack something else to the instant, but now they don't have any real counterplay to the Shao besides having one faster Mon. I
Yeah.
feel like Terra should have been used on Gastro if it was poison.
Shao was really good
And
at
you
forcing out Terras, and
And you just
usually,
sack the instant, yeah.
yeah. And when instant doesn't have that option in its back pocket anymore, yeah, you're in trouble.
Crow can still do it though, because Muck can't touch
Yeah.
it.
True. No,
But now it's in range of something.
Yeah.
Either triple axle or CC. I don't know the calcs off the top of my head.
God. Man, Shao is just so good at forcing progress. It's crazy Pokemon.
And if this
And-
wasn't Specs Kilo, man.
You basically get a life orb. It's free to run because you just regen all the chip.
Yeah, this is the play. Boom. Look at that. Great double by
What
Ren.
the heck?
Fantastic double. I don't actually know if I agree. I tried to do the math on that, and then I remembered I was like going down a whole rabbit hole about what else he could have done, but the Zong's still on full, and now we just see
Oh, man.
it's over.
Goodbye. Yeah. Kilo comes in and
Is there a
dies,
reason
right?
Kilo's not coming? Oh, is it? Yeah, it's below
It's
the rock
19%
threshold. Right.
in specs, so it just comes in
It's
and
that ice
dies.
beam. That one play allowed Ren to get momentum back, and that
Yep.
was it.
And that's the last. Yeah, wildly unable to outspeed anything. Just GG at that point.
Like the big drawbacks
Yeah,
from
great game.
these teams were again like the lack of speed control, the kind of the choice of specs Kilo versus boots, and then Shao being Shao and
Yeah.
killing
I think
everything.
Wildly was still playing fine to the team he built. He got his hazards. He was removing items with. That was looking pretty good for Wildly for a while.
Yeah, and
without the
Sin
Yeah,
buff
could-
Instant
out.
was cooking.
Ensign was cooking. It
Mhm.
did so much.
But once the Terror was
Crazy.
burnt and there just wasn't enough defense left to handle the Shao, and he lost his offense, like he couldn't bring Kilo back.
I feel like he
that
had
was
enough
just GG.
sacks where he could have preserved his Terra and then tried to do something with Gastro Zong. Like Gastro Zong could have done something. If it was Poison Zong or I don't know, Fairy, maybe it could have done something.
Yeah.
But even then, it still would have been kind of sketch versus opposing Zong. But I think our Zong wasn't double dance, so you were kind of chilling.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ren gets the
That
dub.
that double, man, on that last play of Croak to Shao. That's such a good play.
My mind was kind of blown. Can we go watch that one more time?
Just go back. I think let's talk about this play if you pause it on it. Here, can you go back to one turn?
Yeah.
One before that. One before that. Like right here. Okay, so this Zong takes a CC, right? And obviously that becomes what? It's a 2 KO then, yeah? So here's the
Right.
thing though. If Kilo can get back alive, Kilo can win. Because even though Muck is I believe at 2 turns sleep, if I remember correctly. And it can beat Kilo, but it can't really beat Croak because it does not Zen Headbutt. So the
But
play
Kilo
here
can never come in on the rocks, right? Like there's no spin.
right. So the predict here of going Shao is that this is kind of like a weird 50-50 because either if Croak CCs, right, and will knock out this spawn over here, then Shao comes in and it cleans up. But if you double Bramble here, you live, the side noise and rocks from the Zong, and you're able to get a free spin off, and then you would win. So on this play, Ren has to make a kind of calculated decision. So does Wadley of like, how are you going to do it? And there's even a play here which is kind of just to SD and sack Croak a little bit, and then kind of just hope that, and then bring Bramble in and spin and basically win from there as well. So it's this weird, like, awkward 50-50 turn happening here. And that's why it's such a crazy play that happens of doubling Shao onto the Croak.
Yeah, it was really good for Ren to read that. Wadley, yeah, he doesn't really want to kill the Zong here, does he? And that's a high IQ play to read that.
Yeah, I feel like just going Shao was the only way to prevent Wadley's only out.
Yeah.
Very smart. That's why we drafted him.
Well,
true.
Pretty awesome games. I was happy with every single one that we watched. It was interesting as a casual spectator and as a host. But now let's quickly jump over to week 2. Talk about those week picks because there haven't been any games played. So,
do we want to do a predicts post while we're talking about it?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, why not? Danny, you got it, or
I can do it.
Yeah.
Engineer,
or rather have it on the screen.
Yeah, let's
okay. Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Go to never used week 2.
Week 2.
I can just cut this stuff out that I'm talking about, so it's easy.
There's a predicts format.
Yeah. I mean, I made the post. I did know that. I'm just an idiot.
Hey, it's coming in handy already.
Oh, there's a flex slots per team as well. Perfect.
Official and YouTube
GSC
predictions. All right, so we got the Starabias versus the Flygons. Quickly go over the flex slots. ADV, DPP, Oros, SM from the Starabias, and RBY, ADV, BW, and SS from the Flygons.
So no overlapping.
No
overlapping. That's ADV is overlapping.
No, double ADV, which is really interesting. I'm a bit confused by some of the picks personally. I think that the Flygons picking black-white is really cool. But what they didn't expect is Quiz to be like, yeah, sure, I'll sub in there. And like looking at that, like in general, them picking black-white into this team would be the right pick. But because Quiz is able to move or willing to move out of Oras for E-turn and move down into black-white like that, like this becomes, I think, a pretty different matchup than they expected. And I still think they're favored. I'm confused. Maybe somebody can enlighten me why either team picked ADV. It's because neither team has an ADV.
Well,
I mean, the Changwar, I guess, a little
ADV.
bit, but
yeah, Neomon plays ADV.
Neomon plays ADV, and Violet River is an invite level player for ADV OU.
Oh, they are?
Yep.
It just kind of feels a little random, and I'm looking at these matchups, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it.
Medea also played ADV NU in ADV PL.
So maybe it's not as crazy as I think, but I don't know.
All right, we want to start at the top. Cool. Big Tony versus Don Eduardo. What are we predicting?
It's gonna be between you three. That way, there was a tiebreaker vote at all times. I'm not gonna say anything.
Don Eduardo kind of avoided playing me. I don't know. Maybe they're scared.
Oh, it's an oral loss for
don't
sure.
Talk about kind of Pinga like that, bro. No,
I'm sure they were just busy and they weren't super motivated after the week was already lost for them. So,
damn. I'll have to go with Don Eduardo, player wise. I think Big Tony's got a lot to learn. He's pretty new, but team wise, it's pretty even. I just think stories will build him a good team. That's why he gets my vote. He gets my vote. So.
Yeah, I mean, on their own, I would say Big Tony, but due to the team nature and the stories can build for Don Eduardo, I'd probably have to go with them as well.
They were teammates
I
as
have
well.
to agree.
They were teammates as well in OUPL. So Stories and Dawn Edwater have a rapport.
Yep.
All right, Dangerous versus Suku.
Oh, Suku for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
Suku's
like
good, man.
I like Dangerous. He's a chill dude. I just think
Rick's
Suku's
cool.
got way more like tour playing experience, and can probably pick this one
Especially in
up with
Terra
with speed.
Meadows.
If I
Yeah.
lose to somebody, I'm legally required to bowl them. So
Exactly.
Suku's he's won a seasonal now too, yeah? Or he's good. He's one of those
Yeah, he did.
underrated SV players. He's good. He's really, really good.
Yeah. This is a highlight. Doug's Stories. I'm hyped
This
for
is
this
a
game.
highlight for sure. This will be a fun match.
What do y'all think about this?
I abstain. I don't know much about SS players.
This is tough, actually. But based off of previous SSNU in the past in NUPL and this tour, I feel like the team choices from Stories is better. And it's kind of tough. This is really a coin flip for me. I think I'm gonna lean Stories, but tentative.
Doug's is pretty broken though. I think
Doug's is pretty broken.
if he loads something that's not 2 years old, 3 years old, then it'll be more of a 50-50. The same goes for Stories though. I don't know if Stories is actively building too much, probably, but yeah.
I mean,
we'll go
she
there.
just builds everything. She tried.
Watashi
I actually
versus
built her team last week.
We going Stories?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
so. Watashi. I'm not even gonna think on that. I think Watashi, Eater, and Quiz down the row for me. Just those three are gonna hold down this team like crazy.
Quiz and Black White notably.
That's true.
Quiz is good at Black White. People don't know this. Quiz really likes Black White. He's just even better at ORAS.
Kuzi.
I rate Quiz much more as not much more, but I rate Quiz more as a player than Batty, especially in Black White. Even though Batty won last week, I think it was a pretty good game. They beat Ruhr too. Yeah,
Definitely don't count out
kind of
PU and Ruffles though. They could definitely pull off some upsets here.
I agree,
especially Ruffles.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them winning their game.
Yeah, maybe. I agree.
I would be
it's probably an ORAS.
Dang.
I'd be shocked to see both. I think Watashi's. They're all three of them are just such good players.
Absolutely.
Damn.
What do we got for Vivalospride versus Dunox?
This is a pretty easy.
I got a bold Viv. I do think Dunox can flip this one. I think there's all four of these that we just talked about could potentially be flipped, but I don't think it's more than one or two max that are.
Absolutely.
But
Chungler versus Violet River.
The Chung. Dude,
I gotta vote the Chung.
Me knowing nothing about these tiers, I'm probably voting Chung because his name is amazing and I've teamed with him. But Violet River is better because I think we just talked about how they
good
something.
AV player.
Yeah, so we can go with Violet.
Again, probably like she's a top 8 or top 12 in the most recent ADV invite. So definitely.
I think the only thing is like how motivated is Violet River. You know, I feel like Chungler is going to be very motivated in prep and stuff based on just like seeing him around, and he plays ADV as well.
That's entirely true.
I think so. I believe so. But we can go Violet River. We can give one to the Flygons.
You gave the first 3 to Flygons. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Neomon versus Medea. Kind of a boomer matchup.
Maybe you can enlighten us a bit on this one, Gold Mason.
Yeah, you're the ADV guy.
So Neomon did a lot of the Black White NU prep in Black White PL. I was in that server. They seemed incredibly motivated, incredibly hungry. Medea, not so much. Medea kind of has to be passed too. In ADVPL, my manager passed them pretty much every week. Admittedly, my manager was one of the best ADV NU players in my opinion. Super Epic Ampharos.
C's great. Yeah.
So yeah, like Medea kind of has to be past teams. So I feel like if Neomon cooks in the builder, probably takes it back. But Medea is definitely a good player. Don't count him out. I'd probably lean Neomon here.
All right,
Okay.
you've convinced me.
That's all you have to say. Let's do Neomon. This is an interesting matchup
Yeah,
in
this
RBY.
matchup is going to be crazy. Maris versus Not Very
Oh,
Cake.
man.
That's a coin flip, and I'd say a highlight.
That's
That's
probably
gonna be a good.
yeah.
That's a good RBY.
I'm gonna
I think every
I'm gonna
RBY this
go
week is good.
Cake because I like cake.
I'm gonna go.
What do y'all
I
think?
think I'm gonna go Maris. I think
Tiebreaker Engineer. Tiebreaker Engineer.
Who won last week?
Cake's very
Who
good.
won last?
I thought Maris won last week, right?
Maybe Cake, right?
Let's
Did,
find out.
Did Cake win or lose?
Easy way to check is to go to
They
the
won, so Cake lost.
Cake lost
Cake
last
lost,
week,
Maris
and
won.
Maris won.
Easy
I gotta go
tiebreaker.
Maris.
And that means it is
So who
a
wins?
6-4 for the
That's
Starabias.
Starabias. That sounds about right.
So, it's really interesting actually.
It's
When we
close.
were talking about this obviously earlier, but like we thought the lineup. At least personally, I thought the lineup was pretty weak. But like a lot of these were kind of tougher than I think I realized. We'll
For
see what
sure.
happens.
It'll be an interesting week to see what happens.
Engineer. You gotta sit out this one.
Shengineer's tiebreaker vote is taken away
Oh,
as we go
man,
to the Munkidoris versus the Flamigo
Munkidoris 10-0.
I will be the tiebreaker for this series.
Dude,
Less than 3-man versus Shengineer. What are we thinking? Hold nothing back.
if you go 0-2, are you playing again?
I'll get banished to play GSC and you the rest of the tour. I guess I don't know.
All right, I'll bold you. Just because I
I'll
don't wish that
vote
upon my
Engineer.
worst enemy, bro.
Oh my god, Acid versus Diamonds. It's actually a fun matchup.
It is.
I'm gonna go with Acid. He seems hype. He's like
I'm gonna go Diamonds.
he's like talking shit to Toother, and I love that. So
I do love that.
I'm gonna go Diamonds.
No, you gotta break the tie. Go with me.
Oh, I gotta break the
What do you
tie.
think?
I gotta break the tie. Jesus. All right, both won last week, so I can't use that as a tiebreaker.
yeah.
So I'm going to vote purely based off of vibes, and Acid is a cooler name than Diamonds. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Oh,
This is
fun
probably a
matchup.
highlight. This looks like it's going to be a fun
Yeah.
game.
Damien
If we're this
Ziri
split
or
on it?
Acid Diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name too.
Damien
Damien
Ziri
Ziri.
versus
Okay.
Ziri.
You know what? This is my.
Pretty Ziri
I'm gonna
game.
make a bold prediction. The Munkidoris 2-0 and SS. If they use up-to-date teams and they go 1-1 if Ziri brings an up-to-date team. I
Where are
think
they
it's a
getting
2-0.
where are they getting up to date teams from?
Probably from me on both of them, honestly.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God.
No.
You're going to make the prediction and then influence the prediction? That's
I
crazy.
want 4 teams to be sent by me, and I want to decide who wins. No, I don't know. There's a lot of people build. I think it's a 2-0 in the Munkidoris because I really like Ziri's great though. He's gonna win, but like I really like Damien, and I want to give him a vote of confidence. And Nunez is really good.
Ziri Nunez for my predicts.
All right.
How are you tie breaking the Damien Ziri?
I have Ziri was incredibly motivated in the Black White Peel server that I was in. And they were doing test games and stuff. So I think that Ziri will bring an updated team, and I believe that Slice said himself that if Ziri brings an updated team, they're gonna win. So
all right, Ziri Nunez then for those two.
Yeah.
Fiend Feliburn. Dude, freaking RU.
An ORAS though, not an SM.
The RU tier leader, former and current, right?
Yeah.
That's
kind of tough.
That's kind of cool.
It's a cool matchup. Damn.
I'm gonna predict Feliburn.
I think I'm gonna go Fiend. I think Fiend's in really good form right now, and this isn't SM where Feliburn would have the edge, and I don't know how they are in ORAS.
Please stop making me
probably
tie
right.
break. Why are you guys making me tie break so much?
No, I'll agree with him. I think Fiend can take this if they put in a lot of sweat.
But we're going Feliburn?
I think they will.
No, we're going Fiend.
We're going Fiend?
No, we're definitely going Fiend.
Okay, my bad.
Oh,
Bughouse versus Ruer. This is a low tier mainer versus a OU mainer kind of matchup.
You know, I don't think I could ever predict against Bughouse. Especially in black white. This guy just knows the tier, and he'll bring something weird, and he'll catch the trend of Ruhr, and he'll win. You know, same reason, like same thing that happened in the game against Finch. You know, that's how I think it's going to go down.
Fair enough.
I pick Bughouse.
Danny?
Yeah, I'm with that.
There we go. Hisoa versus Drud. Oh man, that's another highlight match.
That's a great match, actually. Heysup, don't even think. Lock it in.
I think we're definitely gonna lock in Hisoa, but like the Drud can definitely bring it back. Definitely make a good run at it. So I'm gonna put highlight there because I think that'll be a fun game to watch regardless.
Oh, it'll be a great game for sure.
You guys were talking about this before. MZ moved to ADV, playing Oathkeeper in ADV.
Oh, this is funky.
Oh, this is funky. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Funky.
I think MZ has less experience, but I think Oath's a little inconsistent, especially in ADV. So it's tough. I think probably slight edge to MZ.
I think MZ is a better player. I think Oath, the old gens that Oath plays, I'm not aware of Oath playing ADV. And I think that MZ will. I'm picking MZ. I think this will be funny to watch, though. I think no matter what, this is the cool part of the tour. You know, you have like people who don't play the tiers being put in the tiers.
Yep.
I pick
We're on
MZ
that
though.
later.
I think MZ is just a little like a better player, even if they don't know the tier.
All right. Boof versus Please No Step.
Dude, I'm a big Steady fan. I like him.
I'm a big
Stepper
Steppy
Nate.
Boof. I do think Boof is the better player. And Boof plays GSC, I believe. They won last week, yeah? Boof, both of them did, right?
Let's find out.
GSC?
Please No
Oh, no,
Step
wait.
1 and
Did Boof play last week? Oh no, Boof lost to BFM. Steppy won though.
that's an incredibly tough matchup. I don't blame Boof for losing that one.
No, I think BFM's really good. I think I'll go Steppy. I like Steppy. Good.
We going Step?
Oh, this is a good matchup too in RBY.
Yep. Sublet
Yeah, I'm
versus
predicting
Te.
Tay. No questions.
I'm predicting Tez as well. I think that Tez is the better player in RBY, even though Sablette obviously knows the tier very well.
He's got the hammer
So does Te,
support
though.
too, bro. Don't underestimate the
What
hammer
is
support.
did Sableye win week 1?
Yes.
Yeah, but they played SBBC. It was fodder. It wasn't even like it was not a game. It was you don't base anything off of that.
Dang.
Well, that
That's
is a
tough.
6-4 for the Flamigos. Again, another close matchup. So
Let's go.
All right,
Congratulations.
Danny,
Congratulations.
You guys have to
Wow.
You guys have to make the decisions
no, it's
here.
just Engineer now.
Okay, I get to
No,
pick
go Mason.
everything.
You too. You too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Now
don't
go for
trust.
it,
We don't
Shen.
trust Engineer to
Ren-Chon
manage.
versus Django.
No.
Ren-Chon. He's popping off right now. He's locked in.
Absolutely.
He's kicking ass. Ipo versus Metallica. I don't know the Metallica guy. I'm hurt. I told he's good, but
I think in Oros, I've never seen them play anything else.
yeah,
So
I haven't
going with
I haven't seen
IFO.
him. Yeah, I'll go with Ipo.
Metallica's good.
This one's kind of easy. It's OBB.
I see OBB. I bold OBB.
Yeah, that's the way.
Lucario FC. Ooh.
I'm actually pulling FC here.
Okay. I like Lucario SM. FC is also pretty good. I don't know
Pretty
him
consistent player.
as well. But yeah, if you say he's consistent, I believe you. We can bold FC for that one.
Devin versus Irish.
The ultimate flex master. He goes everywhere, does what is needed, and he luck of the Irish. Okay, I don't know these players. I'll be honest.
Okay, let me give it. Irish is like an old head, and
You guys-
he's played for a long time.
Old head boomer, played ORS,
He's
played
also,
SM, played SS.
Okay.
He's also a noob.
No,
No,
okay.
he's not. Irish is good. Irish is he hasn't played in a while. This is like his comeback tour a little bit.
He's definitely like a really good flex slot for any of the more recent gens.
Especially if he can go back to form of where he was. Yeah.
Black White through SS.
I think I'm holding Irish then.
But Devin's also the GOAT, so
Devin is great.
Devin also plays.
Great. I
Devin
love
also
that guy.
plays Oras as a tier and is like an Oras OU main.
I'm
So knows
a
Oras
Devin
really
believer. Let's pull
Then
Devin.
Devin it is.
Yeah,
Phoenix versus Cow.
we're influencing y'all's picks.
Cow with that.
I'm gonna go for Cow every time. Cow just I mean like an incredible BWP PU run in PUPL, like really good low tier mainer. I think he's like 3-0 in monotype Winter Premiere. He's 3-0 in a lot of tours right now actually. So
yeah. We go Cow.
Stuff, yeah.
Kind of a really underrated pickup from the Garydos. I know we talked about that earlier, but yeah. I know what you guys are going to do on the next one, so we don't even need to talk about it. I do think that Colteor is pretty good. I don't want to talk too much about it, but Colteor has been grinding a bit, and he especially likes the Glalie-less meta because everybody else does. But yeah,
it's not broken.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, Heysup is Heysup. There's no need to talk about that one.
All right, tell me about these next two players.
So Diane's been around a while. Honestly, a pretty decent flex slot. Can play tiers at least reasonably well.
They do. Both these players play GSC NU.
Yeah. Okay. Which is a little psychotic of them, but congratulations.
I mean, Esta's GSC TL, no?
What? Esta is? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That is right, I believe. I think I go slightly to Estarossa.
Yeah, we can go with that.
So it did beat FB13.
Don't need to talk about the next one. We can just bold Keo and move on.
I agree with that one.
Whoa, hold up. Okay, fine. I won't stop you.
But
Keo knows the tier better than I do. I've literally never played a game in my life.
Bold Keo and mark the highlight match. Yeah.
Bold Keo, mark it a highlight.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's the way. That's for sure the way.
It'll be a fun game no matter what happens.
All right. And then
gotta go Toxin for sure.
Toxin versus 149 states. I mean, both are good players for RBY.
What state is he not wanted in?
Missouri. Because I'll be cold dead in the ground before I recognize the state of Missouri.
It's a lawless land.
Wanted in 49 states. Wow, that's a crazy name.
That is 7-3 for the Dittos. You guys did
7-3?
influence
We'll take
us.
it.
It's like a whole Ditto party in here.
Oh my god!
All
right, the Slow King team versus the Milotic team. I'm not even gonna say their names because I hate them.
The Wising Tides versus the Melodic. Oh, that's pretty bad, actually. Yeah, the more I think about it. Ooh, great
team names, great captains, but puns, you're gonna lose Gold Mason every time. We got Lax versus Elias.
Great highlight match. Great match.
These SVE games are gonna be fun to watch. Both of them.
Great games, both of them. Just highlight SV. This whole, honestly, I don't know if there's a bad matchup in the series. Oh, in DPP and RBY. Okay,
all right,
fine.
but who are we bolding, friends?
I'm gonna bold Eli.
Oh, it has to be.
He's gonna bring some bat team that is unbreakable and clicks with Specs Meloetta or something. I don't know.
And then I'm gonna bold Mata because I'm the GOAT and screw.
You don't think Tuther bounces back here?
Maybe he can.
I don't know Mata very well, but
Mata's great.
I might get outvoted.
You know what? I think I'm gonna give. I think you're right. I do think Mata's gonna win.
Remember, Tuther's a furry.
Oh yeah, shoot! Great point.
You got me on that one. Immediately bolded Mata. We got Stariel versus
this is really 50. Oh,
This might be a highlight match too.
okay.
I was honestly kind of
Yeah.
looking
I'll
forward to
explain-
this when I saw it
I'll
on the
explain
list.
how I'm thinking about this one. Based on their last week, team choice from Mary is going to be better. And Thariel, like they picked that team knowing that it just had a really good matchup in the OBB stuff because it's been used against OBB and stuff like that. Zern played much better. Like Zern just flicked with the tier on that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna bold Stariel, but I think it's really close and it'll be a really good match.
I'm going for Zern. Someone tiebreak.
I don't know anything about either of these people.
I'll
I'll
tie break Zern. That's my goat.
All right.
All right.
The
Yeah,
reason why
well,
I'm picking
I'm
Zern is just because the team he brought last week was a known team, but it's a good team, and I feel like clicking wise they're both very good, but Zern maybe has a bit more experience. I'm not really sure. I just like his play a lot better last week than Starreel's. Like Starreel gave OBB a chance, which he shouldn't have after the first few turns.
yeah.
Like after you weakened the Mudsdale, that should have been an over game. But OBB had a chance to come back with Croak, but he just missed it a little bit, and that's why I'm making my predict for Zern.
Can't fault it.
Ishtar
good.
Mary, I'm bolding Meru.
I'm also bolding Meru. Might seem crazy to people, but Meru's really good at SM. And I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, I like Meru a lot. They're a good player. Ishtar's a good player too, but they know the tier more, but it's the knowledge gap is not so big that it's like insurmountable. Yeah, like I feel like Meru's played the tier a lot and has a
Meru
great
has.
bulk of teams. And with some assistance in like picking the right matchup from Santu and Finch, like you'll be fine. That's why I'll pick Meru to figure this one out.
For sure.
Every matchup is a highlight from SV to Black White. That's crazy.
M4 Santu, I'm gonna bolt Santu. he's just one of the goats. He's a very good player.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna bold M Forbes. M Forbes is also a fantastic player. Has played SM before.
True. Yeah.
And will just need to be past the team and could easily win this, I think. Up in the air. I don't know.
Shen, you're up.
Pass.
I'm gonna
All right,
go.
Gold Mason, you're up.
I'm one day Shenjineer will not pass, and
One day I'll have an opinion.
it'll be a glorious day where
In defensive engineer, I
Um,
think you've only been in like one like NU tour or team tour with like lower tiers, right? NUPL so far.
Stop being a
Yeah,
coward.
my
Just
first
pick whichever name sounds better.
my first tour ever was the previous NUCL.
Yeah. Okay, that's your defense.
Yeah.
I'm bolding
fine.
M Forbes. I think he
Cool.
is just an incredibly good player. I mean, they both are honestly, but
Both are great.
I think M Forbes will. M Forbes and Lax as a core, one of them has to win. So
True. You're right. Lax
Yeah,
might
agree.
I think Lax has a pretty good chance to upset as well.
yeah,
Like I'm not counting that out at all. I think it's
Ishtar
literally
also
like
is great.
60-40 if he gets given a good team.
for sure.
I think every
Cho,
matchup is a
Seraph.
50-50 from SV to
No,
SM.
I'm giving Cho this one.
TKO and Oras.
Yeah.
I saw TKO and Oras. He sent me a bunch of replays because we were talking about it. He's not good at Oras, but he's also the GOAT, and I have to pick him. He sent me a game, and he's like, "Yeah, this is a great game by me." He watched it. He goes, "Yeah, actually, this game was awful. Ignore it." And I was like, "Damn, okay," but I have to pick him. He's great. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
Bolded.
he's also like more experienced than Seraphs and has played the tier before. Like,
Yeah.
this one isn't that difficult.
I'm looking
Shiloh
forward to
Finch
the
is
men's
super
show.
highlight, but I'm
Oh
bolding
my
Shiloh.
god, that's highlight of the week. That's highlight of the week, in my opinion.
My God.
Okay. Shiloh or Finch? Man. Shiloh in Black White can feel untouchable.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like I want an upset to happen here, and I'm gonna vote Finch. Because I think Finch against Shiloh will try, and I don't know. I just have a feeling. I don't know what it is.
I disagree. Shiloh's the
I mean,
GOAT.
I kind of disagree with me too, but I want to keep it
He
interesting.
carried Halom
Okay,
to like a great record and in black,
I
white,
mean,
and NUPL, and he's
I was on his team when he
consistently been
7-0'd in NEPL. Yeah.
he's consistently been smoking every black, white, NU game for the past 3 years.
Shen, what did
No
you say you
glades,
were going?
I'll go Shiloh as well. Yeah.
Okie
Mark my words. Finch will win.
Also, Shiloh
it's a
won't
great game.
lose an activity versus Finch, so that's a plus.
Yeah,
too.
true.
All right, Ninja versus Skyu.
That's got to go to
Does
Ninja.
Skyu play DPP?
OU
Maybe
for
actually,
sure.
Skyu's good. I've teamed with Skyu.
I don't know
They're a
enough
good
about
player,
them, but I know Ninja plays DPP.
and Ninja knows the tier, and he's actually he's a solid player too.
Holy shit. Bro, Ninja joined in October 4th, 2009.
Dude, he's such a
Damn.
grandpa.
All right, so
Oh
we're
my
going
god, I knew he
Ninja.
was such a boomer. Yeah.
Real FU13 versus Big Fat Mantis. That's kind of a highlight too. Jeez.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm telling you, almost every matchup is great, and it's like they're all kind of 50-50. This one has to lean FU13 though.
Just highlight the series.
Highlight the whole series.
I'll bold FB because he was 25K.
Yeah,
I was gonna go
you got
Mantis,
to.
but yeah.
Oh,
Effie.
I mean, you know what? I'll bold BFM with you. Why not? Bold
Taking a
BFM.
stand.
That's my boy. I'll take a stand with
Wow.
you. I'm willing to.
All right, last one. Gastlies versus Hansuki. I think I know which
All
one
right,
you guys are
Ghastly.
going to go with.
Ghastly is like one of them plays the tier and is good, and the other one is good but doesn't play the tier.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
right.
That is another really close matchup. 6-4 for the Wising. Oh my god. The Wising.
By the way, this series could be 6-4 Milotics. It could be 8-2 Wising Tides. It could be 8-2 Milotics. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great series.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the series.
Yeah, except for the 2-3 game.
Yeah, except for that one, I agree.
No comment.
Nah, it's gonna be a great game.
He knows I'm just playing. Where am I?
Yeah.
Where are you? Well,
I'm not.
fantastic, gentlemen. I'm excited to see what our predicts show up as next week. And get back together with you next week. Or, sorry, not even next week. Reminded everybody that there is a 2-week playage for this game. For the series, rather. 2 weeks because of the holidays. So we won't be back next week, but we will be back the week after to see whether our predictions came true or not. And we will be doing predictions for the rest of the tour because that was pretty fun.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Yeah.
All right, see you.
Great job, guys. And we will see you next time on another NUtube video.